This is a squeaker. You see how pink his nose is? He's just barely all feathered out, and his nose is all pink. And that's a squeaker. In fact, when I caught him, he squeaked a little bit. And then next we'll show you a full adult pigeon. And I don't claim to be a pigeon expert. I've used pigeons for 55 years or better. But if you really want to know about pigeons, you need to talk to the guys that race them. Because there's an amazing amount to know about pigeons. And we just try to house them in a real nice facility and handle them with respect. And we use them to train dogs. We told you earlier we'd show you a pigeon that was mature. See all the white stuff on his bill? This is a fully mature pigeon. And what happens here a lot, you'll get a bird, this one has a band. You'll get a bird from somebody else's loft that'll call in with your birds. And, you know, eventually they make it home. But make your loft home. But you have to be a little careful, because if you release that bird and a few of your birds that aren't fully trained, and just starting to train, he's liable to decide to go home and take them with him. So you have to be a little bit aware when a stranger shows up that, you know, that is a potential problem. But this is somebody's decent pigeon. It's got a band on it, and he definitely loft wise, and so eventually he'll just be part of our team. He'll make a good breeder. But anyway, you can see all the white on his bill. He's obviously a mature, fully mature bird. So now you know the difference between squeakers and mature birds. So if you're catching birds in a barn, you're going to want to catch squeakers, because if they haven't flown, they'll come back to your loft. And even if they've flown a couple times, you leave them in your loft a while, they usually will hook up with your birds and stay around. Okay, I'm going to show you how to rock a pigeon to sleep. This works with any pigeon, and you simply just take his head and put it under his wing like that. So you put his head right under his wing. Now, some of you prefer to sing to him, I'm sure. Not necessary, but what you do is just hold a couple fingers on there until he starts breathing. He'll sleep 30, sometimes longer than 40 minutes. So you can put, you know, 3 or 4 birds out, especially if you have a bird boy working. And you don't need any of those boxes that we showed you earlier. So you can actually train dogs and not have a box. And then you would wake this bird up, you know, with your foot or whatever, and flush him, and he's going to come back to the coop. We do this a lot with the birds that we're going to shoot. It's just quicker and easier, and obviously there's no real trick to it, and it obviously doesn't hurt them. This incidentally is a squeaker. See, he has very little white on his bill. We got these the other day, and we'll train them to come back to the house. Pigeons are just a lot of fun, and you know, we use them to train dogs, but there's nothing prettier in the world than pigeons when they fly. I mean, you know, we're used to them being filthy around the city, but they're really a dove. They're a rock dove. And out in nature, in the rock quarries and stuff, they're a beautiful bird, and they're good eating. And you know, early on, getting in the dog training business, we ate a lot of them, and not so much anymore, but we still do on occasion. They're great in the sauce, for sure. But that's basically how you rock them to sleep. So you really don't even need a box. You can just simply rock them. The disadvantage of that is that a young puppy that breaks birds can grab them because they're asleep. So that's the reason that I like the wire baskets, because when I'm doing young dogs, they're not going to jump in there and kill a bird, or injure it in some way, which, we try to be respectful of our birds, and we don't want that to happen if we can avoid it. But that's how you rock them to sleep. Pretty simple.